Hello, friends. Today's news. What did Putin and Modi achieve from their meeting in Delhi? Please subscribe to support our new channel. Thank you. Russian President Vladimir Putin will wind up a packed day in India at the place where he began his official engagements, with a banquet at the president's house where he received a guard of honor in the morning. In between, he held talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, attended a business forum, and announced the launch of Russia Today, a Kremlin-funded state-controlled TV network. The Russian leader has faced diplomatic isolation since the Ukraine war began in 2022, and the red carpet laid down by Delhi would have sent a strong message to the West. But what exactly did Delhi and Moscow get out of the visit? Here's our take. Plenty of pomp, but few concrete announcements, by Steve Rosenberg. First, about the welcome Vladimir Putin received. The Russians loved it. A cavalcade, volleys of cannons, and a marble throne room, wrote the ultra-pro-Kremlin news site Komsomolskaya Pravda on Friday. How Vladimir Putin was greeted in an Indian palace with 340 rooms. So much for Western efforts to turn President Putin into a pariah for his full-scale invasion of Ukraine. When it comes to deals done, there are fewer of those than rooms in the palace. But still enough for Russia and India to be able to trumpet their special and privileged strategic partnership, and for President Putin to hail efforts to expand cooperation. Agreements like the Russia-India Economic Cooperation Program, an agreement involving critical minerals and supply chains. Pharmaceuticals, too. A Russian-Indian pharmaceutical factory will be built in Russia's Kaluga region. But what about the most talked about and sensitive issues? First, oil. India has been buying large volumes of Russian oil. These purchases have been a major support for the Russian-sanctioned economy, much to the annoyance of America. It accuses India of helping to finance the Kremlin's war chest. So, through heavy tariffs on Indian goods, the Trump administration has been exerting pressure on Delhi to stop purchasing Russian energy. On Friday, Putin emphasized that Moscow is ready to ensure uninterrupted oil supplies to India. But no details have been announced. It feels like the ball is in India's court to decide what comes next. Then there's the question of Russian weapons and defense systems. Ahead of Putin's visit, there was much speculation. Is India about to purchase state-of-the-art Russian fighter jets and air defense systems? No defense deal was announced. That may be a sign of the balancing act India has to perform between its relationship with Moscow and ties with Washington. On Friday, all eyes were on the pomp and ceremony and palaces and deals done and announced. But I'd love to know what was discussed last night in what the Russians are calling the informal dinner between President Putin and Prime Minister Modi. According to Putin's foreign policy aide Yuri Ushakov, that was one of the key points of the visit. Ushakov told the Russian government paper Rossiyskaya Gazeta that during such confidential face-to-face contacts, the most urgent, most sensitive, and most important issues of both bilateral relations and the international situation are discussed. Politics is made at these kind of meetings.